Good evening, everyone. We are now ready to start. So the next session is one of the sessions that we were looking forward to this evening. It's about the Action Coach franchisee and why is now a good time. The COVID pandemic has impacted many businesses. Some have boomed and are struggling to keep up with the significant growth in demand that they hadn't prepared or forecasted for. And others are in dire need of support, innovation, and a plan to make it through this pandemic. Both totally different situations, both equally needing help, guidance, and support from business coaches. From this, the effect, uh, we have seen a sharp rise in the demand for business coaches. And if you're still considering becoming a business coach, there's no better time than now. Vic is the global CEO of Action Coach and oversees the worldwide growth and expansion. He's been with Action Coach for about 21 years now and has experience within every aspect of franchising and licensing industry. Passionate about Action Coach philosophy of helping business owners create better businesses through education and coaching them to gain insight that leads to an impactful change in every area, including personal and family life. Over to you, Vic, now.
Thank you, Satyam. And I do want to share my screen. So let me see how I go about doing this.
You can just click on the share screen button and
here we go. So can you see, is my screen showing up at the moment?
Yes, we can see the screen.
All right, wonderful. So why is now a good time for franchising in general, but in particular the Action Coach franchise? And I think this pandemic has highlighted to a lot of business owners is how ill prepared they have been for anything outside of the norm. Most businesses are operating without a business plan. Most were riding on the wave of an economic boom. So it really didn't take a lot to be making success out of business. But these last few months has very much opened the eyes for every business owner. I think every business owner has been left shaken, unsettled, lack of confidence. Not so much lack of confidence in the future. I think that that is still very strong. But lack in confidence as far as how well their business is prepared to for such circumstances. Now, in Action Coach, we've been operating now for some 20 years. We started off in Brisbane, Australia, under the leadership of Brad Sugars, who's the creator of Action Coach, and he still is the leader of Action Coach. And Brad now is in his mid-40s, but he was in his mid-20s when he first thought of the concept of Action Coach. So in 20 years, we've grown into now close to 82 countries, with now coming on to 1,400 offices around the world. And with the nature of what we do, so you can appreciate with that number of countries, a number of languages and cultures that we actually operate in. And Action Coach has been successful because of our focus on business fundamentals. The business fundamentals don't change from country to country. What makes a successful business operating in Mumbai is exactly the same principles if that business was to operate in New York, London, Paris, Rome. It really doesn't matter. Business principles are business principles. We coach across the broad spectrum of all business industries, again, because we're looking at business fundamentals. When we work with a business owner, we're very much, and most of the business owners that we work with are running good businesses. They want more out of their business. And generally the operational side of their business is pretty sound, because that is what the business owner is really does know and is an expert at. But what we do at Action Coach is develop these business owners to really be very good business owners. So we focus on the skills of being a business owner rather than the actual operational part of their business. Our business is growing. The business is growing very much in India. We've got very big growth plans for what we want to achieve in India. And I think what you've noticed over the last few months is the demand that there is out there in the marketplace. The demand has always been there. So it's not that this epidemic has created something that wasn't there. It has heightened it. It has increased it. All of that is absolutely true. But the demand has always been there and will continue to be there. Because what this period has highlighted is the fast nature of business. See, running a business 30, 40, 50 years ago was not, and I won't say wasn't difficult, but the nature of change, the pace of change was a lot slower. Now that pace has increased. And just as an example, if we use the analogy of the television itself. So, I remember in our childhood, we got our first black and white TV. I think we were in the early 1960s. And it was a black and white TV, and we were probably one of the first families in the suburb to have a black and white TV. But it was black and white for at least 15 years. And it was, it took a long time to go from black and white to color. Now, when you look at TVs over the last 5 years, they've gone from wide screen to super wide screens to now where you can actually roll them up and unfold them on any wall. The nature of change has increased dramatically, and that's the nature of change that we're all witnessing. I remember a seminar I went to, and it was in the year 2000. And we were looking at coming into the new century, and some of the forecasts that were being promoted at that event was fairly outstanding. And one of the comments, which is more true today than it was back then, but what they were saying back then is a 5-year-old today, in their 5 years of life, they have witnessed more change than their grandparents had witnessed in their whole lives. And because of that rate of change, it highlights the need for business owners to be more supported in their quest. Being an entrepreneur is no longer a situation where you do it on your own. You're the pioneer, you've done it all on your own. I think now the wise entrepreneur surrounds themselves with good advisors. And one of the good advisors is absolutely their business coach. And as business coaches, we very much work on strategy, being that our target market is particularly working with the segment of business ownership, which is the biggest, which is the small to medium size sector. So we work with business owners that operate businesses that employ anywhere from 10 to 100 people. That seems to be our sweet spot. That's 85% of our clients will come within businesses within that region. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't coach smaller businesses, because we do. It doesn't mean we don't coach larger businesses, because we do. But 85% of our businesses are within that size scope. And when you look at the hundreds of thousands of businesses in India alone that fit within that scope, the demand is ever growing. So we are looking for more number ones to join the number one coaching team, which is Action Coach. And I think from a lot of the talks that you've been listening to today that have been presented by Action Coaches, you will appreciate that we are talking about high level people. And we're looking for more high level people. So people who've had success in their corporate career, people who've had success in their business career. We're looking for more people to join our network so we can help more of these business owners that are looking for more assistance. As I mentioned, our leader, founder, Brad Sugars, is very much part of the business, and you'll have him presenting tomorrow. And the value of having someone like that at the helm of the ship is, well, look, you'll get to know Brad a little bit from when he presents. I've known him for, like I said, 20 years. And he is probably, he's got probably the best business mind I've ever come across. And I do know a lot of successful people in business. He is an entrepreneur. He's an innovator. He thinks outside the square. This is the person you want leading your organization. And we're fortunate that Action Coach has someone like that, because he's always thinking about doing more. He's always thinking 4 or 5 years ahead, always developing new programs for our coaches to deliver into their business community, ensuring that Action Coach remains on the cutting edge of business education, and also on the cutting edge of coaching awareness. Because it takes a particular skill set to be a very successful coach. One of the areas that we work with, well, probably the main area that we work with all of our clients, is really helping our clients up the entrepreneurial ladder. The basis that an entrepreneur is a business owner is not really a view that's shared by us at Action Coach, because it takes much more to be an entrepreneur. If I can just take you quickly through these steps. So all of us start as students, and the schooling system is very much geared to produce a lot of workers. That's why the schooling system first started, was to make sure the factories had the workers that were good at the repetitive skills. So all of us started off at school, and school and universities, look, maybe they've changed a little bit today, but not really, teach us to be conformists. If you thought outside the square, you weren't very much encouraged as a student. But we all went through, and we learned certain skills at the student level, and we went from high school to university, all of us gearing up, because what we were told is, get a degree, you will get a good job. So from becoming a student, we then move into being an employee. And most people start and end their working career as an employees. And there is nothing wrong with that. I don't think at any of these levels it's a good or a bad thing. It's just what level you choose to play with or play in. As there are a certain amount of people that going through the employee stage, they're not satisfied. They want to create their own future. They get up one morning and they have this idea that they want to start a business, and off they go. They put together this business concept of whether it's an idea or a product, a service, but they want to start off and start their own business. Most businesses have started as self-employed, the business owner making enough money to then start employing other people. And as soon as they start employing other people, that self-employed business owner goes to being a manager. And what they're going to find when they're a manager generally is that they tend to work even harder for less money. Their employees seem to be taking home more money than the business owner. The manager at that point working longer hours, because now they're not just managing themselves, they've got to get their business success through managing others. It's probably at that level, at that manager level, when we start working with most of our clients, when they're in that confusion. So what they've witnessed is their business has had a fairly large, steep ramp up. Then the growth has plateaued because the business owner has taken the business to the level of their business knowledge and business experience, and they're looking for that extra lift. When we work with a business owner or a manager at that point, our quest is to turn them into a business owner. And by a business owner, our definition of a business owner is a person who's got a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without them. So let me say that again. A commercial, profitable enterprise that works without them. Because if they've got to be in the business every day, all they've got is a job that they're paying themselves. They're not running the business is running them. So our quest in Action Coach is to turn them into real business owners. Now, once we get them running a business profitably, that's not taking up a lot of their time, then we turn them into investors. So their business is providing them a good cash flow, where they can now look at investing in other assets, whether it be share, whether it be properties, it really doesn't matter, but they're starting or maybe developing other businesses, growing their existing business through having a number of outlets, but they're now getting into the investor phase. And then once we have them earning multiple streams of incomes, we take them onto the entrepreneurial stage of that growth. Now, for me, this is the interesting part and the very much the motivating part. When you look at the bottom 3-4 levels, you are working hard for your money. So as an employee, if you ever stopped working, your money would stop. So you're working hard for your money. From business owner level up, money is working hard for you. So, you know, we all hear the term of the rich getting richer. Well, this is why the rich keep on getting richer, because they've reached a level where now money is producing more and more income for them. It's less reliant on their manpower and them putting in the heavy hours. So this is what we do for business owners, but also it's what the Action Coach franchise provides for all of our business coaches. We do have a business model that is exactly with this in mind, where our franchisees can develop a coaching business where they're employing multiple coaches to deliver the service and less reliant on them being day-to-day in the business. What we provide all our franchisees is a turnkey operation. So all the resources, everything that you're going to need to run a coaching business, from how to generate leads, all of the marketing material, the sales process, all the how-tos about, you know, how to coach a business, what areas to coach a business, is all provided for you. And that's what you would expect in a franchise. Action Coach has all the processes that you will ever need to work with a business owner. Our training will provide you all of the skills and all the education you need to identify what it is, the areas that you need to work with when you're working with a business. So you're not creating anything for yourself. It's all done for you. We've got a lot of confidence in our coaching programs. We guarantee results for all of our clients. It's a 17-week guarantee, and I don't know of any coaching business in the world that guarantees their results. So if you're looking and interested in getting into business with Action Coach, you're going to go through very much a level of excitement and anxiety. And you'll go from excitement to anxiety several times a day. Because whenever you make a big decision, and a big decision should excite you, but should also terrify you, because you're making a decision. For most of our coaches, they're making a decision to get into an industry that they've never been in before. Even though there's that level of support in the network, the fact that you haven't done it will cause the anxiety in individuals. But what are we looking for? We're looking for people who are absolutely passionate about wanting to help other people grow, number one. But they're also passionate for their own growth. It's no good being passionate for growth of others if you're not also passionate for your own growth. We find that our most successful coaches are the most driven coaches, driven for their own success, but they know that they can achieve more success by helping other business owners achieve more. So need a passion for business, need a passion for success, your success, their success. You also need to have a passion about wanting to help your local community. The more prosperous, and I think this underpins every single person that has joined us, we want to give to our local community. We want to help our local communities prosper. And the best way a community can prosper is to have a strong business segment. A strong business segment provides employment, provides opportunities. So that's very much our focus in Action Coach. We want to help every single business owner from startup to very, very, very mature businesses. And because of that, we've developed many programs, as you can see here, many programs at different price points. So we've got a program for every single business. There is not a business on earth that couldn't afford one of our programs. So we really do have something for everybody. And it comes back to our vision. And, you know, our vision is world abundance through business re-education. And world abundance means that everybody has as much as they want. World abundance, and you have as much as you want without denying others their own success. So world abundance through business re-education. And why we say re-education rather than education is because most of our clients have already been educated in their own way in how to run a business. So we have to, in a lot of instances, we have to re-educate them, reprogram their thinking of what they believed in business. So world abundance through business re-education is very much the vision for Action Coach. And for everyone that joins us, we go through very, very comprehensive training program. There's a 3-week pre-training program, which is very much education based. We have the 10-day face-to-face training, which is very much role playing and the how-tos of implementing all of the knowledge. And then there's a 4-week post-training program where and through all this process, the coach will have their own coach supporting them. And the post-training is very much their startup to their own coaching business. But one of the key elements of success of Action Coach is the ongoing support. It's not just the initial training. We're there continually on a weekly basis providing education to our coaches, because we know, and our coaches know, the better educated you are, the more success that you have. Anyone that joins Action Coach really has started a journey of self-development. We want to know more. We are never at our best. We can always do more. And because we believe that for ourselves, we believe that for the business community. We do very much believe in what we preach, and we take our own learnings for ourselves. So again, it's attractive to somebody who particularly wants to push their bounds and become better and better and better as individuals, as communicators, and as business owners themselves. We've got a large network around the world where our coaches are connected. At no point are you ever left feeling that you're alone in this business. At any point, you can reach out to our international coaches, and you've had quite a few of them already on the business summit today. You'll get to hear of a few more tomorrow of our international coaches. So you'll have a feeling of the types of individuals that we attract. The business models range depending on what you want to achieve in business, from a single coach practice up to a firm license, which allows you to build a team of coaches. So and again, they come at different investment levels, which allows, I think, most people who have reached a level of success, because understand Action Coach is added to what you already bring to your to the table. And again, we're attractive to business to people who have had at least 10 years corporate success in middle management or the C-level management, at least 10 years running their own business. So in that, you have already gotten a lot of education through rising through the ranks. Add that with the Action Coach material, and you'll see the type of people that we are attracting. So whether it be a single practice that you're looking at, or whether you've got a bigger vision to growing a team of coaches within your local community to be able to provide a lot of different programs into the business community, we have that opportunity for you. But we're really also looking for people who are excited by that entrepreneurial vision, people that are motivated to want more for themselves. Look, when you get into business, there's always a risk. What Action Coach is striving for continually is minimizing that risk. We can't guarantee the success of every single one of our franchisees, because there's an element of what you need to do. But what we can guarantee is the quality of our resources being the world's best. So therefore you have got everything at your disposal where you would be proud to go out there and represent yourself as an Action Coach. But before anyone makes a decision, and what we really strive for in our process is making sure that when people do join us, that they come into our business with both eyes wide open. So there is a toolbox tour. The toolbox tour is a review of all of our systems, the tools that you will have, number one, to use yourself in your own coaching business, but then the tools that you have to work with business owners to help their success. You'll also have the opportunity to talk to coaches, national coaches there in India, international coaches, to get their take on the Action Coach business. You're going to learn a lot from them on how you should prepare yourself for the development of your own business. You'll have the global CEO call, and that will be with myself, where I really do want to take a realistic view of the business. I want everybody that comes into this business to be very, very successful. And when I say success as defined by themselves. We all have a different level of what we call success. So it's not success driven by Action Coach, it's success driven by yourself. Also part of the process is our profiling system, which very much highlights the strengths and weaknesses of every individual, and we all have strengths and weaknesses. You will bring there's a lot that you will bring to the coaching table, but there's a lot of areas that you will need to develop, and that is true for all of us. I don't think anyone has ever come into this business being the complete, the ideal coach right from the very beginning. It is a journey until you get to the comfort of, you know, calling yourself a good coach. It's a journey that could take anywhere from 2 to 4 years. So again, continual development. Once you've gone through all of that, you will be in a position to know whether this is going to be part of your future. And if it is, we'll take you through the franchise agreement, set you up for the next training program. The training programs run every 6 weeks. And then you're set to really prosper. Now, we've got a great team in India to help you through the process, and you know, we've got the details on screen now. If you do have an inkling, if you have an idea that this is something you might want to pursue, then pursue it to the level that you're comfortable at. There's a lot that you will get to know about yourself, even just going through the process. We have had people who have looked at Action Coach, sometimes decided they want to do it right now, and that was a good choice for them. Sometimes they go away and think about it for 2, 3. Look, I've had people that I spoke to 6 years ago come to me and say, Vic, now I'm ready for this, because it's a dream that was continually burning inside their minds until the right time was right for them. Whenever the time is right for you, there is never any pressure to join Action Coach. Action Coach will be here when you're ready to be part of Action Coach. So Satyam, that's really the highlights of what I wanted to go through. So if there's any questions that we have, I'd be happy to field those questions.
Hi, Vic.
Hey,
Venus. Very good session. And I think if I'll try to sort of frame and club a couple of questions. And then one important one, which I think I'm getting from here, as well as I think it's important if I really compare with franchising in general. So when you think about franchising, we are thinking about food and beverage and retail franchising, right? Correct. But that profile is very different from, when we are talking about a service, a knowledge service franchise like Action Coach. So, I mean, from your experience, and I know there are no sort of set answers, but there's such a sort of big divide between how people actually perceive franchising, which is a physical store, and Action Coach is not that, right? So I think in your experience, if you can just share what would be what's the right profile I know you spoke about a successful coach, but for people kind of looking at Action Coach and who are here and who will be joining more, what according to you sort of when they evaluate themselves, of course there is a evaluation from our side, but when they evaluate themselves, what they should be looking for?
Yeah, look, good question. And let me preface my answer this way. If what I'm about to tell you, if we use that as the barometer for people to join us, when I joined Action Coach, I would have been refused entry. So what we're looking for, or what would be the ideal Action Coach, is someone who is very well connected in their local business community, knows business owners, is an influencer in their business community. That would be ideal. But here's the truth of our business. Most of our coaches that have joined us do not come from a sales background, are not particularly well networked because they've lived in corporate, in their corporate rather than the SME sector. So they're not very well connected. And that was true for most of us. You know, you want someone who's almost a little bit of an extrovert by nature, because success is you being out there in the business community, running workshops, running events. Now, when I first started Action Coach, I didn't come from a sales background. I wasn't particularly well networked. And on top of that, I was an introvert. So the idea of getting up on stage filled me with absolute anxiety. And I think that would be true for nearly everybody that joined Action Coach. But here is the one key element. And this was my biggest learning, is that even though I wasn't comfortable in some of the aspects of this business, there were aspects of this business I loved right from the very beginning. The whole nature of working people, I just absolutely loved. But in any business, like in any job, there are going to be certain aspects that might not be so pleasing to you. And for me, this whole getting out there, promoting myself was very, very uncomfortable. However, I managed my anxieties through that. The training gave me a great knowledge base on how to do, what to do and how to do it. I just had to go and implement it locally. So I think that you need to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Prepare yourself for a journey that you've never been before. It's exciting, it's valuable, you will love it, but be prepared for it. That to me would be a one key ingredient. Another key ingredient, Venus, is, look, the fact that most of us have come into this business in our later years. So I was nearly 40, 45. And the fact that, what I'm trying to say is one of the elements that also makes you successful is you need to give yourself permission to make mistakes. And again, what I mean by that, as we get older, we get a little bit more ego driven, more pride. Through our corporate careers, we learned not to make mistakes because that's never looked on favorably. But here, when you're joining a new venture, you've got to give yourself permission to make mistakes, because unless you embrace that, you're going to be of the view that you're not going to do anything until it's perfect. Vic, until I've got this perfect, I'm not going to go out and present a seminar. And if you wait for perfection, you're never going to go out there. Just go out there and do it. You will be supported, but just go out there and do it. No matter how good or bad you are, the next time will be better and the next time will be better still. So again, this is a business for those people that see that as a challenge that they would enjoy.
I agree.
It's not a matter about opening the doors and the people will come, as in a retail outlet.
Right.
Venus, this is very much dependent on yourself, which can be a good thing. So, really up to the individual of whether they believe they're a good product.
That's right. And I think that's why Action Coach is in what we would call an asset light business. In other categories, which I would say form majority of our franchise business, most of them are asset heavy business. The day one, you've already invested, let's say 50 lakhs or $100,000. But here you are the asset. But that means that you have to work on yourself, as you said. And I think one thing which I've learned and which we have been experiencing, it's been a couple of months only, is to trust the system. I think that's according to me has been helpful. Okay, so the next question, and again I'm clubbing them together, is I think people sort of want to know, since there is no opening as such, of this franchise business, how and what let's say a new Action Coach a franchisee or partner should expect? You mentioned about excitement and anxiety, and I think that makes a lot of sense. But from, let's say, somebody who kind of comes on board, what should be, let's say, what should be a sense for them to understand that how the next 6 months should look like till the time they start actually getting clients? So what would be your thought process on that, Vic?
Yeah, I think that as soon as anyone makes the decision to join us, and even before training, they then really need to start getting out there and talking to the chambers of commerce, the organized business networking groups, getting a sense of the marketplace. I think that after training, within 2 or 3 weeks of going to training, they want to be scheduling their first seminar. Even if they only get 15 or 20 people at that event, but it's good to start. It's good to get it out of the way, and then looking at presenting a workshop at least once a month, because that is the best way to get your clients. Inviting them into a workshop, into a seminar. Now, our seminars are all education based. They're not heavy sales, they're heavy education. So business owner comes to a 2-3 hour session with you, where at the end you're going to be promoting one of your ActionCOACH services. However, through that 2 or 3 hour period, they're going to learn a lot about their business that they weren't aware of. So they'll pick up a lot of knowledge. It's making sure that you're running those events regularly, that you're asking the people that you do know. And when I say networking, yeah, we understand the organized networks, but all of us have a network, whether the network be family, friends, professional colleagues. Everybody knows a business owner. So reaching out to these people and saying to them, look, this is my business now. I work with business owners who want to make more money and grow their business. If you know any business owner that wants either one of those two things, please invite them to this event that I'm running next week. So you've got to be comfortable going out there and having those type of conversations, Venus. And if you set a program of talking to at least 3 business owners every single day, you will have a successful coaching business. That's how simple really success in this business can be. So your first 6 months is very much heavily marketing and sales focused. Then once you've got your first 8, 9, 10 clients, a lot of your clients from there on in will come from referrals and from networks and alliances you'd already built in that first 6 to 12 months. So Venus, I think it's coming into with that mindset that you really need to be active in the business community, and all of the how-tos are taught at training. Sure. So you will be told what you should do and how you should do it.
Sure. Another very good question. Thank you, Amit Nahar. It's a very good question. This is a question regarding, is the coaching one-on-one based, or there are product and services that enable a coach to deal with many business owners? I think it's a very good and valid question. Vic, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it is a good and valid question. And we have programs that are leveraged programs, which are group types of activities. So we've got our group coaching, which is designed to bring 15 to 20 business owners in more of a workshop environment every 2 weeks. That's designed for businesses that employ less than 5 people, start up to 5 people. We then have our mentor club, which is a group which is coaching in groups of 4. And then we have our one-to-one coaching. So again, we've got a program that the coaches can deliver to any size business in their business community. So it is those multiples that they will be able to deliver, and not just the group coaching, not just the mentor club, not just the one-to-one, but then you've got the single workshops whether it be a marketing workshop, sales workshops, business planning workshop. So those once-off events that you can encourage business owners to attend. So you've got a lot of products on your Action Coach shelf to deliver in the marketplace. Now, what we do find, Venus, is that coaches will gravitate to 2 or 3 of the programs because there's too much there for one coach to deliver all of them. Right. So you'll gravitate to 2 or 3 that you enjoy doing, and you'll build your business around those activities that you enjoy doing.
Sure. I think we are, Satyam, we are, our time is, what time? How much time do we have?
We have another 5 minutes because the next session starts in about at 5:50. So we have another.
Okay, I think there's a lot of questions around, and I would want to introduce Satyam here. So a lot of questions around, especially from people who are already in the jobs, Vic. I think they're asking, should I take the decision? So I think my recommendation, and Vic, you can add, is that I mean, our process really is all about making them comfortable. And in our process, we also make you talk with our existing coaches who in most cases have come from very similar backgrounds. So that should really, take care, and that should give you at least some perspective on how the life would look like in case you take this opportunity. Is that correct, Vic?
Yeah, look, and look, we have had coaches, Venus, in the past remain in their jobs whilst they go through the training and start their Action Coach business. Obviously, it takes them a little bit longer, but you would expect that, all right? Yeah. But they wanted that comfort, and that's okay. Others have jumped into it straight away. You left their jobs and worked full time on this business. So the Action Coach business can really be run either way. My recommendation, though, would be that you do look at it full time. However, we have had coaches that have graduated themselves into the business. So once they've got their first 2 or 3 clients, then they were comfortable leaving a regular pay packet to continue building their Action Coach business. Great.
So I think you decide your pace.
Correct.
And we have Satyam here and Mansi here. So if you have any, I mean, I think there are a lot of questions. So Satyam and Mansi, would please reach out to every one of them, and let's so that we can have at least the personal questions addressed in detail.
Absolutely, Venus. I have gone through the questions. Those are questions that I would like to take with them on a personal basis. So we'll reach out to them and answer them in detail.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vic.
Thank you so much, Vic.
This was very, I mean, again, every time you present this, there's so much to learn from it. So thank you very much. I know you are living on Australia time. So I know it's late for you. So thank you so much. And I'll speak to you soon.
My pleasure. And I wish everybody the best in their journey if they're looking to discover Action Coach. Look, it's changed my life, and because of that, I've been able to change the lives of many hundreds of business owners that I've worked with, and it's probably, no, not probably, it is definitely the most fulfilling business I've ever owned, and would make that decision time and time again.
Thank you. Thank you, Vic. Thank you, Satyam.
Thank you, Vic. Thank you so much for your time. And as a token of appreciation, we have this certificate for you. And I'm looking forward to more such sessions with you, Vic.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Satyam. Really appreciate that.
Thank you.